What's up, gamers? Welcome to Screen Smash CouchSoup's one and only video game podcast, where we talk about all things in and around the world of video games. If you are watching the show on YouTube, be sure to press the like button, just like a video game, because button pressing is what you do, and we really appreciate the engagement. And leave us a little emoji or tell us your favorite video game, because that's what we're here to talk about. Video games. That's what we do. Joining me on the crew this evening, I have Jake Brown.
Surprise. It was me the entire time.
It was me.
Mario.
It was me. Mario.
Mario and mustaches.
Yeah, just happy mustache.
Also joining us this evening, we have Senior Editor for CouchSoup, Brandy Brown. No relation.
No relation.
No, none. The Brown Sound, the Brown Hotel.
Browntown.
Browntown.
And of course, I'm your host, Dan Morris. We are here as the plot thickens, because we're going to get into the corporate espionage of Disney and Halos and all the love for Halo, because Halo has a new season of a TV show. Before we get into Halo, which is going to be our core conversation tonight, we're going to go over the news of the recent announcement that Disney is investing, hold on to your butts, $1.5 billion into Epic Games. For some reason, I mean, it's kind of obvious, I guess, when you're looking at partnerships with Disney being the biggest thing in the world of anything, taking over the world.
All of it.
I'm sure Deadpool makes jokes about in the newest movie. They're going to talk about Disney taking over the world. And Epic Games, which is becoming quickly one of the biggest things in the world because of the cash cow that is Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no sign
but
of
it's
either
still
of those
free to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we still pay for the original version that nobody plays for Fortnite.
Save the world. We're all suckers.
But now there's all these new modes in Fortnite to play, and it's pretty cool. But what does the investment of Disney into Epic mean for us as gamers? We're going to try to dig into this a little bit and make wild accusations and theories. Maybe not so wild, but why don't you get us started with your first thoughts on this news, Brandy?
All right. Well, considering Fortnite, I've spent a lot of money on Disney crap anyway, because anytime there's like a Star Wars skin, I have to buy it. What is wrong with me? But anyway, the one theory that I kind of thought about was like, you know how in Sims 4 they have like the Star Wars
I haven't played Sims, so.
Okay, well anyway.
Yeah.
You do, if you don't, they have like an entire Star Wars like world that you go to. My theory is that they're going to do something like that in Fortnite, like just have all the characters be able to interact with it as a Star Wars world. That's just my theory. I don't know.
No, I mean, I was kind of thinking along the same lines for a bit, because like I started thinking, I was like, what can be different? Like, are they going to go the route of, are they going to use the same models as they do in like, the Battle Royale Fortnite mode? Or are they going to go maybe kind of like you said, like have Disney worlds, but maybe have like different character models, so you can have like, your X-Men, your Disney, like Aladdin, Tangled, all that good stuff, but make it kind of like a Disney Infinity type game, possibly.
That's actually what I was going to say. Was I would actually like them to turn this into a new Disney Infinity,
because I feel like that game was very underrated.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I love Disney Infinity.
Can we still play it?
Collect the figures.
So the little figures. Oh my god, they're so great. And it just,
I had Venom fuck up my foot the other day. He's a big boy. He's a big boy, and he fell off the counter and landed right on my foot. I was like, fuck you, Venom.
Thick Venom. No, I'm very curious though, because like I'm not saying they're going to include like the figures, but that would be cool. But also at the same time,
but they could repurpose them just like Fortnite skins. It'd be the same thing, but like you buy the skins for the characters to play in the new version of Disney Infinity instead of buying the little figures.
So like I was thinking that too, and like I was reading the statement from like when they announced it and everything, and it was just like it's bringing all your worlds and everything. And it's like I don't have it up with me at the moment, but it said something. It was a little interesting. It was like, you'll be able to play with your favorite characters, worlds, like all that good stuff. But I was like, they said with. They didn't say like as. So I'm almost kind of wondering like, are they going to kind of maybe like Kingdom Hearts it almost? Like your Fortnite character that you buy in Battle Royale or whatever, like your created character is put into said world. And then maybe like...
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. All those people? Like different worlds with all of the NPCs being the Disney characters. So or the Marvel or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's also part of this that I thought initially maybe this means that Disney is going to start contracting Epic to make new Disney games with the Unreal Engine because they was it last year Epic showcased what you can do now with the Unreal Editor that they're making, and they showed people making these new like super interesting and cool game worlds within the engine. Like they had that game that looked kind of like Fortnite, but it was hyper realistic and it was a story and there was a mission. Like there was a lot going on there. And they're like, you can make stuff like this in this engine. And they were basically advertising the ability to make whole games using the new Fortnite engine within Unreal. That was part of my original thought was like, what if they're going to make like new cool Disney games using this engine? But from the context of the news brief is, it sounds like it's more for Fortnite. Like they're going to keep expanding Fortnite into new game modes like they've been doing with like Lego Fortnite and the festival and whatnot.
I mean, the Lego is fun as hell.
Yeah, the Lego is pretty fun.
I've had fun.
I really want to check out Festival. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but now that I know that they're bringing out a guitar for it, I'm like, I kind of want to do that. So
it's just like, I kind of go back to thinking like, are they going to keep the Fortnite models or are they going to do kind of like a Disney Infinity and like have a different animation? Because like you think about how many, like Brandy just said it, like every time like a Star Wars character comes out, she buys it. Like you, like that character is yours then, and you can use that in, you know, like other worlds or whatever. Like let's say hypothetically, they make it to where you can use your created characters. But there's some people who didn't get like the Star Wars characters, didn't get like the Spider-Man from the Spider-Man seasons. Like, are those people going to be left out? Like, I think that would be a big problem. So that's why I kind of think that they might make, you know, like an entire like new model, new gameplay type thing. It's very interesting. Like I would like to see what they're doing.
I could see it going the way of like the Lego Fortnite, where it's its own new standalone mode of like just Disney World in Fortnite. And it's its own bespoke experience that you can buy, say, character packs for. So like when they pop up and say, hey, you can buy the Mando, Brandy is like, done. You know, like I'm there. And then in any other thing, like of all the things across Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, like they literally can just like make season passes where they plan out like, oh, here's, you know, a Star Wars pack and then a Marvel pack and then a Disney pack, and they just roll them out and charge whatever.
I just pray they don't have like a freaking battle pass like Fortnite does.
Well,
I think doesn't like the rocket racing mode or whatever they have, like doesn't that have its own battle pass too, I think?
I haven't looked closely enough.
I haven't looked, but like I thought I saw that it kind of has one as well, and I was like, God, dude, like that's all I want is be playing Fortnite and playing like 10 different battle passes. Like I don't want that, man. Like,
I mean, if it was one battle pass, like across the board, maybe sure.
You could put points in each one or something.
There's only one game which I think has done great with the battle pass system, and ironically, it's the topic we're going to be talking about later. Though is Halo 5 as not Halo 5. I'm sorry. I
was going to say 5.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I really like Halo Infinite's
something came over me for a second. I'm sick. I must be sick.
Hold on. Calm down, your Gregorian chants.
Don't tell me what to do, Dan. Don't tell me what to do.
Chief, pull back.
No, but I'm very curious to see what. Get in the world, Chief. Give me some more freaking Halo characters in Fortnite. Just saying. I know it's not Disney. I know. I don't care. Just give me it. Anyway.
Any other thoughts that this could turn into?
I have my Master Chief in the little warthog. The mini warthog.
I got the pelican drop thingy.
Yeah, I have that too.
But is there any other things that you think that this could turn into? This, I mean, $1.5 billion is a lot of freaking money just for Fortnite.
Yeah, no, but like it's so weird because it's like they were saying like, oh, like you can like play and like shop. Like when they said shop, I was just like, I was thinking item shop originally, but then I'm like, why can I see them being like, buy this Disney shirt for your avatar, buy these, I was like, oh my God. I could see that being a complete cash cow as in terms of like,
something I saw in one of the articles was one of the guys was saying there's just not that many Disney games and they're trying to get into games because that's like where most people are spending their time right now. Like that's where they spend their time versus like TV or movies and whatnot. It's gaming. So they said they just don't have that many good Disney games, and Epic apparently knows how to make games. So that's why I'm thinking maybe it is going to be like something. I'm hoping they do something similar to Disney Infinity, and it's like its own thing, and you can just play as whatever you want.
To both of your points,
I would love that.
Like the quote from this was saying that it'll allow users to play, watch, shop, and engage with Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars content. So it's like, okay, that's a lot of things that you're going to be able to do. I'm assuming the watching part is going to come in the form of like what they've been doing with like being able to watch concerts and things in Fortnite, and you're going to be able to watch Disney movies and or content within Fortnite or something along those lines. But going back to what you said, Brandy, when you said that there's not a lot of Disney games, that's an interesting concept because 10 years ago, there was a lot of Disney games. Like, especially when the DS was a big thing, like when Nintendo had the Wii and the DS or 3DS, just like every other game that was coming out was Disney games. So like all the Disney princesses and all the different, like there was a game for everything. They were garbage. I mean, they were meant for kids.
I think they meant like good games, like games that a vast majority of people are going to want to play, like Fortnite.
But that's what I'm saying. The transition there is between 10 years ago to now, the way kids game has changed drastically, because years ago it was, I need a DS, I need a handheld, because that's the way for the kid to be able to game consistently and easily. So that was how kids mostly played. Now kids are mostly playing on phones or tablets or computers, and they're playing Fortnite because it's easy, it's free. Kids can just jump into it. So it seems kind of like the ideal place to start marketing Disney content instead, because they're not able to do it like they used to do on the DS back in the day. So I think that makes perfect sense. It might be the destruction of the universe as we know it, because consumerism and, the cyberpunk-esque of the merging of everything into one thing. Like we're just going to be all consumed by the demon Acura monster that comes of this. Like Acura.
Disney's just over there collecting the freaking Infinity Stones. Add Fortnite to the list.
Now we own the children's souls.
Right?
Why not?
That's kind of like all I'm thinking about it. Like I really don't know. I just see it being honestly one giant cash cow, and like just every little thing being a micro transaction. Like, I don't know, if you want to buy Aladdin's World, pay this much. I don't know. Unlock shaders from Little Mermaid.
Like Destiny shaders.
I don't know. It's so weird. I think Disney, I think money. It's like when I go to Disney World, everything's so freaking overpriced and crazy. I'm just like, I don't know how it would feel in Fortnite. Like collect Disney pins in game. Visit the shop and trade Disney pins, and then it's like, they look so cool. Take all my money.
Fortnite's already doing that to you, so.
I mean, it is. I've dropped a lot of money in Fortnite. I'm not proud of it, but I get to rock some awesome skins. So I don't know.
When Disney and the Epic thing comes to fruition, you're going to be doomed. You and your wallet are doomed.
Yeah, I'm going to log off for a while. Where's Jake?
Yeah, I still think this is going to be one of those things where, like, at first we're going to be like, this is cool, this is great. And then as the years go on, we're going to be like, this is the end of the world as we know it. Like,
it's the end of the world as we... Sorry.
And I don't feel fine.
That news being said and done, we'll see what this means for us as gamers going forward in the future. It's just something that, like, this is kind of a big deal, I would imagine. The $1.5 billion, it's a lot. Like, that's more than anything else I feel like has happened recently. Gaming.
It's going to be the new Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Sorry, I just see the ships like hovering over.
Do you think there's microtransactions to save Bambi's mom?
Never.
That's rude.
Pay $5.99
to save Bambi's mom.
Bambi's mom.
We're going to move on to our main topic of the night, and that is Halo nostalgia. Bust out all the Gregorian chants. There's so many bangers in the Halo universe.
The song is cool. The song is cool. The song is cool.
So the reason we're going to talk about Halo tonight, specifically, and focus on Halo as a franchise, is because, one, there's the new season of the Halo TV show, which just dropped last week. We here at CouchSoup are also doing a Watch It Now podcast for the new season of Halo, which you can catch on CouchSoup right now. By the time you're watching this, you'll be able to catch the first episode of that. And if you haven't already, you can go over and do that. See what our impressions are of the new season of the show. And because I'm a part of that project, as well as helping the others, that we all have been just consuming Halo in mass. And now Brandy and I have been slowly making our way through the Halo series because she's never played them. So she is a new-ish Halo player, and I'm a long-time passionate Halo fan. And Jake as well. So we've just been gushing about Halo all weekend. It's like, you know what? Let's share our love for Halo with everyone out there and get into it.
I just want to say I'm jealous, like literally jealous, because I've been playing these games with Dan, so I'm experiencing them at first time ever, and he keeps telling me all these stories about like when he was younger and all the things that they used to do, the buddies, just friends hanging out in the same room, like everything connected, and just, man, I'm like, I'm jealous.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah. Like that's
Halo's one of those games where I think there's more stories about your experience with it than stories about the game itself.
Right. Yeah.
Halo's such a great game.
I didn't have that experience because, like, growing up as I don't know if it was because I was female or what, gaming was not a thing that I was encouraged to do. It was a thing I was encouraged.
I wasn't encouraged to do it either.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I was encouraged, like, that's not what girls do. So I didn't start gaming, like, until I got to college. Like, when I was a kid, I did Coleco. And then when I was in college, that's when I started, like, playing Doom in the dorms, like, with the computers hooked up together and stuff like that. Like, you know.
I mean, that was my Halo, essentially. Dragging my Xbox and my big ass, like, 40-inch tube TV to a buddy's house, and that thing weighed 1,000 pounds. Yeah. Took 3 people to carry it up into the apartment.
But those are freaking amazing stories, and it's just, I was just like, damn, like, I wish I had that experience, like, growing up, but I didn't.
So I kind of had like a on and off experience. Like I didn't get the full effect of Halo. I kind of jumped in a little bit late. Like I played the campaign, like the story, when it came out, but I didn't have Xbox Live until Halo 3. So I got to miss the entirety of what was Halo 2 online, which that's all I hear. Like my wife was playing it around that time, and she's got stories for days, and I'm just like, I feel like I missed out on something I can never have. It's
Where's she at? Get her in here. Let's read out some Halo.
Hey, the baby asleep. All right, get in here. Talk Halo, and her gamer tag is Grunts Ponyo. The grunts from Halo.
Yeah. Oh, the grunts.
So my question is, so I know you said you started playing them. So where are you currently at? Like, which ones have you played so far?
We started with 1, 2.
I made her play in release order. So we've done 1, 2, 3, ODST, and now Reach.
Then Reach. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite so far?
Her memory might be a little flaky.
It's a little fuzzy because, if you're playing them like back to back to back, they kind of all blend together a bit.
Yeah, understandable.
But Reach so far has been the most like hard hitting for me. Like, because it was just like, holy crap. Like, it was just like there were some tears. I mean, like, jeez, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. Like, just
one of the things that I recently experienced and felt replaying Reach with Brandy over the weekend that I hadn't thought about in a long time, and it kind of clicked for me playing through that story and that campaign. I was thinking about how immersed I was in that story as opposed to playing like a Call of Duty. And they're not that different, honestly, when you think about it. Like in Reach, you have a squad of Spartans. They have their mission. It's very militaristic. It's very much like they're soldiers. They have a mission. They're being commanded. It's very, boots on the ground.
George!
But my point is that there's a lot of similarities between how the game plays out in Reach versus any given Call of Duty. But when I play a Call of Duty game, I just don't care. I am not invested in that story. I'm not invested in the characters.
Yeah, people, the characters.
But with Reach or just Halo in general, I'm so in it and I care about the characters so much and I'm just so invested. And I think that's funny that it does that to me. When I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm like, I'm just another soldier that has to kill terrorists. Cool, whatever. Let's go. Let me go kill terrorists.
Well, like through Halo, like I want to know, I want to make sure, Master Chief is a badass, obviously, but you worry about him. You worry about all the Marines that are around him. Cortana, like so many things happen to Cortana. Like I actually give a crap about Cortana. Captain Keyes, Admiral Keyes, whatever he is in the games. Like, Jesus Christ. Like some of the crap that happens to that man. Right. Like, holy fuck. Like I got upset about the whole Miranda thing, like all that, like just.
One of the things that we're talking about, like being attached to like characters and whatnot. And I think one of the main reasons why I felt so attached in Halo Reach, like not like just like the crew that you're with, but like to your character, Noble Six. It's the fact that it was your customizable character, your creative character. I love that. I freaking love that. Being able to create my Spartan. Like I had my like ODST helmet. I rocked my freaking Spider-Man colors, blue with like the red stripe. You
embodied Six.
Oh, God. Like
I had my, it was, I had literally.
This was my helmet. Without, I didn't put the visor, but this was what my character looked like.
My character had the actual Spartan helmet, like the whole, like that was my character and it was blue.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I didn't realize I had customized something, but I'm like, holy fuck, I did that.
Yeah, she must have done it when we were playing the Master Chief Collection randomly, which again, like, if you don't know already, like Master Chief Collection has got to be like one of the greatest values in gaming out there because it's just such an intense package. And that, granted, that game started off real rough when it released back in 2014,
I think.
15?
Could be wrong. Somewhere
it was
there.
bad back then. It wasn't great.
Funny year.
But it's still, they still chug out content for that game. They still update it. It still is a monster of a behemoth of a game, and there's so much to do, and there's so much to experience across all of the Halo games, and even like Halo 4 is in there, and you've got the Spartan Ops, which now I'm like, Brandy, we got to try to play some Spartan Ops because we enjoy those co-op, just like blasting thing modes. But man, like the story, the nostalgia, the feels of Halo, and like when we beat Reach, Brandy was just like, can we start playing 1 again now? Because
it's like Halo.
Did you see the little Easter egg at the end of Reach, to where if you move the analog stick, you can move the camera during the cutscene, and that shows Chief in the pod?
I remember doing that, but we didn't do it during. Is it the part?
What cutscene?
Which cutscene?
It's when you hand off Cortana. When you hand off the thing, and then the Pelican. I think it's like right before the Pelican like takes.
Oh, he's in the Pelican.
Yeah, he's in his pod that you wake up in Halo 1.
Yeah.
But like you have to move the analog stick to the left.
That's actually funny because when we were playing Reach and we were getting towards the end, I remembered that, but I forgot that you had to actually do something, because the whole time we were doing it, I was waiting to see Chief, and I was like, oh, she doesn't know. And then it didn't happen. I'm like, But I must have forgotten that you actually have to like do something, because I remember that. I remember seeing Chief in Reach the first time I played it and being like, oh shit, because it all like syncs together where Chief and Cortana are getting put on the Pillar of Ottoman at the end of it.
Yeah. Like we crushed that game in like a weekend, and I was attached to every single one of the members of your squad. And I was just like, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that hasn't played in the past 20 years, but whatever.
It's definitely worth checking out.
George.
He
was my Paz Vizsla, man.
Explain for people who don't know who Paz is.
He's the big heavy Mandalorian gunner
in the Mandalorian that sacrifices himself so that Mando and Bo-Katan can get away. It's funny to think how many Star Wars things ripped off Halo Reach, because Rogue One ripped off Halo Reach.
Yes,
and
Rogue
Mandalorian ripped off Halo Reach.
Of Halo.
Yeah.
But Halo theaters watching it, and I go, I've seen this. I've seen this movie before. It's like, but it's released date. No, I've seen it. I've played it. I've lived it.
Well, when George grabs you as Noble 6 and like tosses you out the airlock, basically, I'm like, no, pass, like, you know, and I'm like, God damn. And then like each one of them, like as they go off, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Carter, I like Carter.
Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen in that one.
How
Cat
cool
surprised me. Like that one, I was just like, what the fuck?
Right? Just like mid-sentence, just Pink Misty.
I remember about Cat when she gets...
So I don't know if you remember. I don't know how recently you played it. Pretty recently, you said. One of my favorite levels is when you get dropped off on the beach. The music playing. Oh god, you got your whole like
Halo?
No, in Halo Reach.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. This is turning into like a big Halo Reach segment right here. I love Halo Reach. I freaking love it. I know some people get irritated because like apparently it's not canon or whatever because it's different than the books. I like it.
I mean, it was Bungie. It was still Bungie that made Reach, so I would say they're master and commander of the original canon.
Yeah. So I remember waking up.
So you're talking about the beach level where you fly in on the Falcons and then you have to ride around taking out the tanks and turning on the cannons to take out the Corvettes?
I think so.
It's been a
hot minute. It's kind of like middle of the game. You get dropped off on a beach. I remember you got like George with you. I think you got. I think you might have Cat. No, I think it's just you and George because I think that's when you got to go. I don't know what it is, but you get dropped off on the beach. Go look it up and go play it.
I mean, we just did it, so
the music's just like music.
There's so many jams in Halo, like because we then like went back to Halo 1 because I had played it, but obviously that was Halo 1 was the first thing I played. But after Reach, Dan's like, "Oh, this is where."
The ending scene in Halo Reach is the beginning scene of Halo
1. So I'm like, it's been too long. I need to play it again. So we started playing Halo 1 again. And I'm just like, holy crap. Like the music fucking slaps. Like, I don't care. It's amazing. So good. I
was invested into like, especially like Halo Reach, because that came out when I think I might have just graduated or like my senior year of high school. And I would wake up and do the daily challenges. Oh God, that game did so well with this daily and weeklies. Like I don't remember too many games at the time that had that, but oh God, I woke up and I was like, awesome. Let's jump on the dailies and weeklies so I can get my credits so I can unlock like different armor pieces.
Oh yeah, because the unlocks for the armor in Reach were bananas.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
I haven't done any of that stuff pretty much because like we were just playing the story. It's
well,
like
that stuff doesn't really exist in the Reach as it is now.
But it's cool because like some of like the challenges was like replay a campaign mission with like the skull on or something. So it's like it had its campaign stuff. It had its like
I mean, Master Chief Collection has a similar mechanics now that feel a little bit more like modern battle passy kind of things where it'll have these different challenges to do and it unlocks like Spartan points to use in the game to unlock new like cosmetics and things.
Right. But I want to play some of the fire team stuff with Jake, but he has you have to be Dizzy.
Dizzy in firefight.
Master Chief.
These ain't no grobes.
These elites, man.
was gonna say though, like, what did I do, Brandy, while we were playing through Reach every so often? What did I tell you? If you can know where I'm going with this at all.
No, I don't.
Okay, so every time we got to a new level in this campaign, I was like, "Oh, this is a PvP area. Oh, this is a PvP area. Oh, this is a PvP stage." Because I've
seen this in the PvP map.
I've played so much of the multiplayer, the deathmatch and PvP of Reach. I know the levels so adamantly from playing the PvP and deathmatch that I'd forgotten about how they exist in the actual game. When you play through the story, and I'd get to those moments of like, oh, this is that level, and this is that level, and this is this level, and I start walking around the level knowing where to go when it's deathmatch, but it's not the same in the stories. Like I'm looking for like the man cannons and stuff. Like, oh, they're not here.
So I have a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, like, I remember like right in front of Halsey's lab. I remember doing that.
We did a firefight in that.
Yeah, the firefight there.
And everybody's like, coming from like the both sides.
We did the firefight on the beach area too.
I always grab the jetpack and just sit up top and just. Oh man. So I guess this question would be more centered for Dan because you said you played like more multiplayer. But if you can answer it, Brandy, that's cool too. But like throughout all the Halo games, so like what is your favorite game mode to play of choice? Do you have a favorite?
I guess it kind of varies, especially because I have very, very adamantly played campaign and PvP in Halo from the very beginning. Because even back in Halo 1, I used to play split screen Halo 1 and split screen and system link with friends, where I would bring my Xbox to friends' houses and we'd link up and we'd do like team death matches and we'd do full 4v4 deathmatch on the original Halo before internet, before there was online for Halo. Because they didn't introduce that until Halo 2. And then when Halo 2 came out, I very adamantly and belovedly blasted through the campaign of that, but also was very big on the campaign or the multiplayer because they added the new matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking, which was the best back then. Skill-based matchmaking was amazing back in Halo 2 days, and that was the early days of Xbox Live. So to say a favorite, it's tough.
Like a favorite, like multiplayer, like a favorite playlist, essentially.
I gotcha. Okay,
like team deathmatch, like big team battle. Like
I've always loved team deathmatch. I've always loved big team battle, and I like SWAT. SWAT is actually fun.
Halo Reach SWAT.
Halo Reach SWAT is amazing.
I suck at PvP, so that's just all there is to it.
Dan knows what I'm talking about. It was like you're talking about. It was in the campaign. It was I think it was like the second or third level. You go up like this hallway. It's a PvP map, and you go up the gravity lifts into this one room. I don't know if you remember the room I'm talking about. I think it's like the shield base, the sword base, or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
at the office. Like it looks like an office building, but it's inside sword base.
And you go up this elevator, and it's always like you're just sitting there. There's with somebody
just camps in there with either a shotgun or a hammer or a sword, and like as soon as you come up, just blah, like somebody's just waiting. As soon as you come up and just blah.
Throw a grenade first before you always go up. Okay, it's fine.
I just
and then go
rain
up.
Grenades up there.
And then like people are like crouched up in the corner, like waiting for you to go up and just like, energy sword.
What the fuck?
I remember playing the Reach beta. I believe that's what it was, the beta. Because in the Reach beta, that was the first time you got to play with the armor abilities and getting the hang of armor abilities. And back in the beta, the armor lock was really strong. I used to use that all the time because you could basically pop an armor lock on people and then one hit them. And then there was the grenade launcher in the beta. It was super powerful. And then by the time the game came out, they had nerfed the grenade launcher. It wasn't nearly as strong as it was in the beta because you could just snipe people from across the map with a grenade launcher in the beta. And it was like my favorite weapon. But now it's really hard to kill somebody with it. Like,
I definitely love SWAT was probably like one of my favorites. And then depending on how many people you had, because like Halo's the best way to play is with friends. Like I can't play Halo by myself. The best way to play is with friends. And like at the time when like everybody was on the Halo hype train, everybody would play. You always have those full lobbies. And it's like SWAT was my go-to. Infected, oh my god, so good.
Those
Infected
were good.
was so much fun.
I used to play, enjoy Grab Ball in Halo 3.
Griffball,
that's right. Yeah,
Griffball. Oh
Griffball
yes, that was my other one. That was my other one. So I don't know if you've heard of those, Brandy. So like, Griffball. I'm trying to explain Griffball. So you start with a gravity hammer.
It was a gravity hammer and a sword.
Secondary weapon's a sword. energy sword. That's all you have. There's a ball in the middle of the field. It's essentially football. It's capture the flag, essentially.
Yeah.
First one to go grab the ball. All you have is the ball. You can hit people with the ball, so you can't use anything. Pick it up from the middle, return it back to your base. Sounds easy, but it's hilarious when everybody has a gravity hammer and energy swords just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, bang, bang, bang.
And then there's like those games of infection. It's essentially like 2 or 3 people are infected against the entire lobby who's got shotguns.
Infected was great too.
Everybody has shotguns if you're not infected. But if you had like the energy sword, you move super fast and your lunges are so far with the energy sword. So people, the lengths people would go to cheat to find a spot where they can't jump and get you. Like the sword base from Halo Reach was another one. There's a certain corner, a ledge you can jump up to where like they just couldn't get you, and you just spend the entire time with the shotgun. So good.
Massive rabbit holes, but that makes me think about the brilliantness of Halo's PvP is the variety that they bring into it, and there's so many different types of matchmaking that they have, and they still do in Halo Infinite, which I know we're going to talk about. And that makes me like, I'm having flashbacks now to playing Halo 3, and when Halo 3 started adding like the rumble pits, and you'd get like Fiesta mode, especially like Big Team, and like Big Team in Halo 3 was so fun. And there were these massive maps, and there's always the tanks and the warthogs. And we'd, my buddy, I got to shout out Doug, one of my best friends from my childhood. We used to play Halo passionately all the time. And that was like, it was my squad that we'd like, all right, it's Halo time, let's go. And we used to love doing like, we'd get on the hog and go for hog runs, and we just zip around the map, just trying to stay alive as long as possible on the hog. And then there's also, we'd get those modes where there was some modes where it was pre-made, like they made it into a game type because people were doing it. So like what me and my friend were part of this too, where we'd get the rockets and we'd grab a goose, and somebody drives the goose while somebody has the rockets and zip around blasting people with rockets. And that became so popular, they made it a game mode. There was a whole game mode.
Yeah, it was, yeah. The rockets. Oh yes, I forgot about that. That was so cool.
The Rocket Goose was fun, and then just Rumble in general and Fiestas, where they just give you like random weapons to start with, and it's just a hodgepodge of just chaos. Like skill goes out the window at that point because just everyone has whatever. You start the game with like a pistol, and you're like, damn, and then the next guy next to you has a rocket launcher. Like, well, I'm screwed. You know.
Yeah, I am not good at PvP, but I like that they have, the firefight stuff, because then you can just go in and go against like the Covenant or the Flood or whatever and just blast things. That's what's fun for me.
Have you tried the Forge mode, Brandy?
I don't think Brandy's ever tried Forge.
Oh man, I think you would like it if you got into it. I used to spend so many hours on the Forge mode of just, I built anything and everything. I would make, like, my wife and I would make saw maps. Like, I actually met my wife on a Halo Reach Forge map, like the funniest thing, through one of my friends.
Oh, I heard you talking about that.
Yeah, like my friend and I, we just got done watching, I think it was like an E3 or something. It was when Assassin's Creed Revelations came out. Best trailer ever. Sorry. And it was like the little castle area or whatever. And me and my friend were creating that. And then my wife comes in to talk to my friend. And that's how I met my wife in some way. But like just creating so many game modes was so much fun. Like just get a whole lobby of people. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna make my base over here. You make your base way on the other side of the map. We'll take the hornets that fly and we'll just kind of meet in the middle and just attack. Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
Yeah, Forge was always fun. I think I spent the most time in Forge on Halo 3 and Reach, but not much outside of that. And I remember always being like, I want to immediately start recreating some of my favorite maps from the other Halo games until they would just make them themselves. And Valhalla, still one of my favorite maps of all time.
Side note for Valhalla. So I think the map came out, but Halo 3 came out. I think that was the original. Yeah. I think it was in 3. The first time I read it this is why I am the way that I am. I went into a multiplayer game. I was playing with my brother at the time. I read it as vanilla. So I can't say Valhalla without thinking vanilla. So I always just say vanilla, like Assassin's Creed. I'm like, have you played Assassin's Creed vanilla? It's like, it's Valhalla. I was like, I know what I said.
Yeah, that's what
I said. What I said.
But it's vanilla.
Great map though, where you can like shoot across.
Yeah. So good. So good. And then like how they mixed up everything, like adding the different kinds of hogs always was a super exciting thing. I love when they had like the Gauss hog, the rocket hog, and just mixing up the gameplay and adding the ability to like to hijack things. Like, oh man, that was always like my thing. Like I want to hijack somebody. I need to use a man cannon and grab somebody out of their banshee midair and kick them out, and just created such a beautiful chaos. And like you said, it's these moments that you had to live and you had to experience, because we have more stories about the things that happened during playing Halo than so much the game itself. And there's just, I don't know, it's hard to put that into words, which also makes me that sad thing. Is like, I think about that video that I saw not long ago that it was, somebody was like revisiting the Halo servers and just like everyone's gone, and like it was doing this whole thing of like they were playing
I'll see you tomorrow.
They were playing like the chat radio effect of them like squatting up and playing and doing their call outs, and then like people fading from the servers, and it was like no, like the sadness.
I've seen that. That's such a depressing video.
Yeah,
because it's so true. It's like, yeah, no, we'll play tomorrow, and it like fades away.
Yeah, and then they're offline.
Like, and then it's just him, and it's just like,
yeah. At least with the beauty of Master Chief Collection, you can still play those games online. You can relive those games. It's not the same, but at least it's still an option that you can do that.
I love all the love that they've given to, especially the Master Chief Collection. Like I love like the skulls. I don't remember they've had to add skulls from other like games and whatnot, because I don't ever remember half the skulls in like Halo Reach or Halo 3. Like I think Halo 2 had like the bandana or whatever towards infinite ammo. I don't remember that being a thing in Halo 2.
I remember the skulls in the original games, but they were a bit more cryptic and archaic.
But I think they added like more and more variety in the Master Chief Collection, which is awesome, because I think that it sucks because like it disables achievements though. And I'm a big achievement guy, so it's just like, oh no, I want to have fun, but I want achievements.
I still remember, because like playing the old original Halo, I had played through that game so many times. It was one of those games where I could play through that game, co-op with a friend. And then as soon as we rolled credits, we're like, let's go again, and just immediately roll into it and start it again. And we just did that endlessly. Like Halo was just the game we played for a long time, especially in the original Halo. You could get like the grunt birthday skull. Yeah. So when you shoot a grunt with a headshot and you get the yay! And it was just like, oh my god, this is incredible.
You have soul. You have no soul if you don't equip that. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
I'm loving the fact that I'm experiencing this for the first time, and Dan is experiencing this stuff for the umpteenth bajillion times, but it's still a new experience for him to experience it with me. So it's like, it's kind of cool that way.
It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
And you're having equal amount of fun. That's the crazy part. For somebody who's played it a million times, you still have just as much fun as the first time you played it.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. And he's making me drive.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Oh, man.
Right, I'm so bad at driving.
I'm giving her driving lessons on the Warthog.
So when I play with anybody, this has kind of always been my thing. So whenever I play with anybody, I'm always the driver.
Are you the driver? Like, I'm the driver.
Yeah, so if I play it because I played through them with my wife at one point. Like she's played the games, but like we play together now. But I will drive, she'll shoot. But anytime a new Halo game comes out, I always play it with my older brother, because that's who I started playing it with originally. So like we kind of made a pact, like we don't touch the new Halo. We can play like multiplayer and stuff, but we won't touch the campaign until we both can link up and play. And we started Halo 1, so he was driver, I was gunner. So he's the exception to the rule. So like I'm only the gunner when I play with him, because he's the older brother, he's player one. It's all that.
Whatever logic for that.
Whatever logic, everybody's done that. He was the top half of the TV, I was the bottom half growing up playing. Stupid, right?
Yeah. No, he made me start driving, because I'm usually the gunner. But yeah, it was funny.
I don't like driving games. I'm not big on driving, but my
I love
God,
driving in Halo.
Halo games and their driving is the greatest feeling ever.
Yeah, well, I just like that I can completely fuck up and the Warthog just flips over and you just flip it right back over. And
so what's y'all's favorite vehicle then?
I don't know if Brandy has one because she doesn't drive.
But I started to drive and I started to fly. I did fly the
Banshees.
Yeah, no.
Ghosts.
We were flying Banshees. Falcons in Reach.
Falcons, yes.
Falcons. Oh, yes. Those are the Hornets, Falcons, whatever they were.
They're Falcons in Reach, but then they're Hornets, I think is it 3? And then the later games have Hornets in the PvP.
Well, he got an achievement by flying, and I was like in the turret, like I was the gunner. And then I'm like, damn it. It's not a turret. So then I was like, screw this. So I took like another guy's and I just like took off with it because I was like, I want that achievement.
I love that about those games. It's just like, you're in my seat. Get out.
I know. I kept taking.
What was really funny was when we were romping around and I was driving for the most part, and then I'd get out to like go for an objective, and then AI would jump in the driver's seat and start driving off with her.
And I'm like, they're taking off with me. I'm like,
that's always the worst thing. Help, I'm being kidnapped.
Yeah. I'm like, hello. Take me back to the fight, please.
So like I have certain like rituals that I've done over the years playing games, and I wonder if like Dan, you share some of these.
Possibly.
So Halo 3, the second level, not the Sierra 117 level, but the one right afterwards where you meet up, I think, with like Miranda and
in the base, right?
You're in the base. Yeah. You start in the base. I wonder if you did the same exact thing. You go get your weapons because you start out with no weapons. You go down those little stairs, you get your weapons. Did you ever just go ham and try and kill all your friendlies as possible and just see how many you can take?
Because they start attacking you, don't they?
If you attack them and you kill a certain amount, they will attack back. And it's a game of like,
how many can you get?
Near you? Like, how many can I get before I die? And
I'm not going to attack friendlies.
I feel like I've done that at least once, but it wasn't a ritual for me.
It's so much fun.
I accidentally killed a Marine yesterday.
She accidentally kills me all the time, but she felt real bad about the Marine.
I felt real bad because I'm like, because he ran up and I just like went wham.
We know in Halo 1,
just like dropped
the melee
him,
is just an instant kill.
Oh, yeah. I felt so bad.
That's so much fun though. I love. I sound terrible. I love killing the Marines.
Because then the dialogue is hilarious too.
The Chief's gone rogue. Take him down. And like the only person that was invincible was Johnson. Like he'll get down and then
I love Johnson. Oh my God.
Johnson's so good.
God, he's
like
the best.
If you quote unquote kill Johnson, he stays down for like a few minutes and then he'll get right back up and come right after you. So like
Chief, you're going down.
Kill him.
Okay. So nostalgia aside, like I wanted to at least touch on Halo Infinite quickly and then wrap it up with some Halo, the TV show, and how we feel about that. So Halo Infinite, I don't know how anyone else out there feels, because obviously Halo Infinite's kind of like I don't even know what you would call it, the pink elephant or something, but I truly, truly enjoyed Halo Infinite's campaign. I loved it very much. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. It was a different new Halo experience, but it still felt true to the series. And you got to give the Halo Infinite multiplayer a lot of credit, because it does something right, because it's a lot of fun. It's not perfect. It's got a lot of faults. There's a lot of things that they need to fix still. I don't know how a lot of these things are still the way they are. But it's still fun. And like you were hinting at before, Jake, the battle pass system, I think, is one of the best systems, because if you don't already know this, the way the battle passes in Halo works is they never expire. Ever.
It's the greatest
nice.
You always have a battle pass and you can always buy the battle passes. They never go away. So if you bought the first battle pass, you can still use the first battle pass. You can still level the first battle pass. If you bought the 8th battle pass, you can switch back and forth between them. And I love that. So you can, if you bought it, it's yours to earn and achieve everything within that battle pass. I think that's the best use of the battle pass system that any any one game or studio has ever done.
It really is. And it's like, so like, let's say like Brandy, you start playing Infinite tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You will have so much content. Like compared to like when it first comes out, you do the one battle pass. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till next season. Okay, I'll do that. You have like 8 battle passes you can get done. Like it'll be a hot minute before you go, okay, I've got nothing left to do on this game. I love their battle pass system. I need to go back to it. I need to play more Halo Infinite. I think I almost maxed out the first battle pass.
I just hit 50 on the first battle pass, but I also have switched to some of the other ones a couple of times. I just went back to the first one. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with the first one until I finish it.
Because I think the first one was mainly Reach characters.
It was the Reach characters, and then some of the cooler armor effects and things that they first did. But yeah, they've gotten pretty nuts with some of those battle passes.
I need to finish the campaign. Like I haven't worked things out with my brother to where we can both play at the same time. But the bits I have played of it, I love the grappling hook in that game.
So good.
So good. And it's like, I don't mind the semi-open world. Like people make such a big deal out of it. Like it's different. It's new. It's fun.
It just feels like a bigger Halo, honestly. It's just a bigger.
It reminds me of, I'm going to sound stupid for saying this. In Halo 1, the second level is named Halo, correct?
Yeah. You're on the Halo.
It seems like it's that, just a little bit bigger.
That's quite literally what I meant when I said it's a bigger Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I love it though.
I haven't played Infinite yet, but I have it installed because I want to. Yeah, I want to do more. Jake, let's go.
Can we just take a moment to shout out the awesome announcer voice guy?
Oh, I love that guy.
I want that man to like announce everything I do.
I love the different announcer voices.
I want a clock. I want like a clock, like a cuckoo clock, but every hour it goes like, it's 3:00.
Brandy's got the Master Chief as her Waze app in the car. So Master Chief is giving her directions.
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay. I need to get into that now.
It's pretty cool, but it's a little redundant.
I don't know if it's still on there though.
Oh, it was like a limited time kind of thing.
Yeah, sometimes things are like limited, but with the Halo show, maybe it'll be back.
I remember for a long time, my buddy Doug had the, I think he had the grunt announcer for Halo 5. I think it was Halo 5 that had that with a grunt announcer. And oh my God, I loved that because it's hilarious. Because he would start the match and you get the grunt like, team deathmatch, kill the heretics, and it was like, oh my God. And like, when you got like killing sprees, he would get so amped up and like screaming. And I was like, I only heard the voice when I was actually at my friend's house because I didn't have the grunt pack that he had.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
So cool.
It's so good. And I want to shout out the AI in Infinite. The different AIs that you can get that are basically like your support voices.
Because I remember I picked them because I was doing like the tutorial bit.
Yeah.
And
I like my AI because I picked what I don't know I forget his name, but he's kind of like the nerdy AI. And I always think he's pretty funny.
Was he voiced by Nolan North?
No.
No.
Nolan North nerdy?
I thought Spartan.
All right. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about Halo Infinite too, even if you don't like agree with it. I don't know. They did a good job with the game. I enjoyed it. I think it's worth everyone to check out and play through the campaign. It's fun. The grappling hook is great. I am a little salty because the achievement for all the Spartan cores glitched on me.
Oh, no.
I got every Spartan core in the game, but my achievement says I'm at 97% and it's locked. And I'll probably have to replay through the whole game and recollect all the Spartan cores to get it.
Well,
which is like,
I need to play it, so
yeah.
There you go.
Don't they have co-op now?
Yeah, they do. They do.
All right, we're going to get into real quick how much I freaking hate that. You said co-op, I'm triggered.
Yeah, the game didn't have co-op to be in.
Split screen co-op. Like, I understand most people play online, but it's like, it's the nostalgia. It's like, same with Halo 5. Halo 5 launched with no split screen. You had to play system through system online. And it's like, that's what I would have liked to done, like, because my wife never played 5 and we only owned one copy at the time. And I don't think it was on Game Pass at the time. And I was like, oh, well, maybe we could play split screen. And I was like, oh yeah, they don't have split screen. You have to get another console, have to get another game and play. And then they were going to do it for Infinite, said they were going to do it, and then just said, no, we're not going to do it. No, it's my only negative thing I'm going to say about Halo right now.
Yeah, the fact that they shipped a Halo game without a lot of the game modes and content that we're used to as Halo fans, because they've had that since the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, that's not cool, but I digress. Anyways, let's do a quick little overview for the new Halo show. Jake, have you caught up yet? Are you on season 2 yet? Because I don't want to spoil it if you haven't got to season 2 yet.
No, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I am 3 episodes in and I don't know how I feel right now.
That's how everyone should feel.
Mm-hmm.
My quick thoughts. I love the presentation. I love everything about it right now. I understand the whole debate of, Master Chief doesn't have his helmet. I get it. It's TV. I understand it's a kind of a what if, like this could be this universe or whatever. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's TV. I just don't know if I like the story. Like, I'm not against it, but I'm not for it at the moment. I'm still trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Like, he just got Cortana where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's talking about like, I'm going to take over your face hole and personality and whatnot. And I was like, that's weird, but okay, we'll see where it goes. So I'm slowly tricking my way through it. I'm very curious to see where it goes.
I think you will enjoy it more towards the end, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it gets interesting. There are some characters that I didn't like. But in the second season, I'm intrigued by those characters now. Like, first season, didn't like those characters. Now I'm like, okay. I wonder where they're going to take this.
Yeah.
There was a character. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to say, there was one character. I had to keep doing a double check. What's his name? Like Saul or something? I can't remember his name. He was the guy on the planet.
Soren.
Soren.
Is it Soren?
Soren.
The guy on the asteroid.
For like a hot minute, I thought for the longest time, I thought he was Dave Chappelle.
Because he's got the gap.
I don't. He just looked like Dave Chappelle, like from a side. Like from a side view, he looked like Dave Chappelle. And I'm like, the more I was watching, I was like, I think Dave Chappelle would have been really good in Halo.
Yeah,
he's kind of scrawny for a Spartan, though.
Right.
He's an interesting character. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about him because he's kind of like the first Spartan that said "fuck it." Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with him too.
And what I want to say is, like, the best thing I can tell you, Jake, going through the series, the action is always good.
Mm-hmm.
The action will never let you down. The action is some of the best, like,
so good.
True to the game's action. Like, that first episode had amazing action.
Oh,
the first episode
only
was awesome.
It only gets better too. Like, the action is some of the best stuff. They do a lot of homage to the games. There's like, you see in that first episode when the shield drops and you get the ding 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 ding. You know, like like there's a lot of good stuff like that. You see things from the games kind of recreated in the action. I think the biggest downside to the show, especially that first season, is the side stories. The side stories are real rough. They're real dull. I get that they're there for television and they're there for world building, which is fine. But man, are they kind of boring and hard to get through. But they get better. They do get better.
So it's like I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, like I think like my only little like irks that I have too is like something about Cortana just doesn't seem right. Like, I know it's not the voice actress.
Like, it's Jen Taylor.
No. Visually.
Oh yeah, I got you. It's
visually, but I know it's her talking. So it's like that doesn't bother. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's because she looks too human. I don't know. And then it's like I get it. Steve Downes isn't a part of it as Master Chief, and we've been hearing his voice through years and years as Master Chief. So when I hear him talk in the show, the only thing that goes through my mind is he sounds like Pedro Pascal, like the Mandalorian. That's all I think of. Like when I hear him talk, I was like, this is just the Mandalorian.
I mean, at least Pablo Escobar sounds not Pablo Escobar. Pablo Schreiber.
Yeah.
Pablo Escobar. He kind of like does a bit of like a gravelly voice because I think he's trying to be a little closer to Steve Downes when he's at least got the helmet on. He's doing like his best, like I'm Batman kind of voice. And,
do the Mando voice. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Jake, I'm going to tell you right now, towards the end and then into season 2, you're going to fucking love the Spartans.
That's right.
You're going to love them. I love Vanek. Like, he's my boy. Oh, I froze.
Yeah, Brandy, you froze up on me.
Just put a picture of Master Chief on her face. And
yeah, just do that.
No. George. We'll put George.
Where were we? The show.
Yes.
Brandy was saying how she thinks you'll like the show. Season 2 is looking promising.
Mm-hmm.
I have hopes for what season 2 will mean for the future of the show. It's still doing things different with the storyline because they're basically saying that the show is a different alternate timeline. So things are playing out differently, but there's some things that are coming together in a similar way. Like the last episode of the season was called Sword, and it ends at Sword Base on Reach.
Nice.
And my brain was just like ding 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 ding, like okay. I think I have hopes now. And there's been a lot of stuff on the internets talking about like where they're going, that they're going to make the show a little bit darker, and hopefully it starts going along with some of the stories. Like if they bring Noble Team into the show, I'll lose my shit. Like I'll be very happy.
That's what I was thinking. Like the first episode in, like at first, like 10 minutes in, like I immediately threw out the idea of watching the show, and I was just like, if they would have did Noble Teams and Halo Reach's story, that would have been awesome. If it wasn't Rogue One,
right?
Yeah, like it would have been safer, I think, for them too. If they would have did that a Spartan story, it wouldn't get as judgy as it is now with the fans. But no, I'm here for it. I mean, like I love Halo. I'm down to see what they have to offer. I mean,
I have my hopes. Like if they can keep the show going, if they can make multiple runs and multiple series and seasons, like I think it has a lot of potential, because already I feel like I know what the trajectory of the show is going to be. I think season 3 will be Halo 1 essentially.
That'd be cool.
I mean, there's so many different ways the story could go, and there's so much material. So
yeah, absolutely. But anyways, yeah, we've nerded out about Halo for a long freaking time now. I think that's a good time for us to wrap it up. Be sure to go over and check out the Watching Now series for Halo, the TV show, if you're interested or if you want to learn more, because we do deep dive and talk more about the lore. We talk about what the show's doing right, what the show's doing wrong, what we hope to see from the show, putting together some Easter eggs. I'm actually reading the book now for Fall of Reach to help try to like compare the book to the show. I don't know if they're using it specifically, but I feel like there's a lot of good influence on the show for Reach the game and Reach the book. And that's helping fuel a lot of my theories. But yeah, we are all Halo now. And Jake, you better be playing Halo with us now once we sign off.
I'm gonna go get some freaking Game Fuel Halo 3 Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew Code Red. Code Red.
Come in as Dizzy.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta have that crossover.
You dang old covenant.
Covenant elites.
Wart. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation of Disney and epic nonsense, but lots and lots of Halo, because we all very much enjoy the games, and we're hopeful for this new show that they're making. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Brandy. And thank you, everyone here. We'll see you all next week. Have a good night and game over.
There's a secret mission on an uncharted planet. Let's go.